And as always, we will be recording for YouTube, so if you do miss any of the action, well, do not fret. We will have it there for you. Of course, the vault, standard as always, up for 14 days. But the teams, anyway, BJB, Noah and Rise, the two newcomers. Rise been waiting a while in the wings. BJB literally only invited less than 24 hours just to be here. Well, Cloud, Cal and Shots could arguably be renamed to the three amigos who played in the worst series so far. It was a tragedy, that series. But nonetheless, beckoning for redemption to improve their standing. And BJB, a crossover, sadly not getting to anyone, but shots over the Cloud, building up nicely. Calm and collective as Noah, however, more likely will be the team leader. BJB naturally gifted in that situation, might actually allow Noah to sort of sit back and play his game a bit more. So it'll be interesting to see how that dynamic gets paid out. But take a moment to sit back and admire the gumption of Cloud. He's played well when he wants to. And the rank A Rise himself got here on merit due to his positioning in tournaments before this point, formerly with Team Void, alongside Renegade Cup players, Mercy and Magoo. Part of the, probably I would say, the best series during the rival play-ins, the build-up to it. Always provides something a little bit different, not a standard type of playstyle he has. Just shy of hyper-aggressive Rises. It's refreshing to see he's no hard to defend in certain scenarios. Still a player on the development though. Will improve game by game. Hopefully here this will. And Cal, good fake. Demo by Noah. Leading, of course, the entirety of this Bubble League. I won't even tell you how much because it's just eye-boggling. And BJB gets his opening goal through a simple little shot. I'm doing well. I hope you are too, early. You just joined us near enough at the perfect time in game one. 2 apiece. Oh. It's almost like it was meant to be. So it should be right. Backing off the backboard. Was a sacking opportunity, but the clearance too far away. So it'll be a 2-man offense. It's a free ball given either way. Oh. I think it's a nice game. Do I think it's going to be a draw? The 20% says yes. Just has a feeling that it might be. Like to be wrong. Sometimes. But there will be a moment in the series which will beckon on a few players. Cloud, I would say, will be the key one for his particular team. Rise for his. Rise mistake, and that's what I'm talking about. Highlighted both of them just even before that point, and shots. Scoreable angle, not this time. 1 minute 40. One goal deficit, not the worst to be trailing by. Even in the opening game. Bit of confidence for both sides, something to rest a wee bit too. Let's clean up the defence in this series. Could be a classic. And shots, not quite, and Noah won't have a free ball, blocks it well, same side as Rise, takes it away by Noah. That's game one over. Do not see the comeback after that mistake. That's not trusting. This is Noah's return after a few games. Not necessarily feeling the best at the moment. Played in Rocket Kingdom under Moose McHugh. Hot and cold performances by him. Not used to seeing that from him. Players are getting a little bit frisky with the quick chat options in Cloud. Just trying to keep this one up and Rise. Never not takes the old man out of the game, but Cal follows through and Noah. Normally I like to give the credit to the defender. That time it was the aggressive player Cal's shooting accuracy. Pathetic. And Cloud's mistake shot should clean up. Hits the crossbar and Cal does though. That should have been scored first time. Putting it up to the backboard stacks the option. The only problem is if Rise got a touch on it, wouldn't have been as simple. Something to think about when they watch it back and try to explore to a new possible outcome. But the opening game, actually quite good to be fair. I'll take in a quick moment. Something unusual for Noah. Usually one of the quicker players of this tournament. So hopefully we'll see necessarily why that is. Well, hopefully soon enough anyways. And just had a quick look. Weedham girls won their match. Just have a quick eye on the rival series, so. Yeah, no, it is actually muted in Discord too, so. Potentially something a wee bit longer than maybe the 60 seconds too. Okay, but with that said, we should have multiple series, potentially 3, 4 today. Don't know how many will, of course. Of course, there is a few rival players available that could play, which is through Cash. He's playing later on in the rival series, might drop on by. ATR Psycho might be playing, I believe, on Sunday night. Of course, when you're on the YouTube, they'll be released day by day, of course. I think it was Series 4. Just give you a sort of a timestamp on when that was released. It was Polar's, well, it is Polar's birthday today, but not when he was playing. Interesting series that was. Suggest watching that one. Of course, when you have a bit of time spare. With this length of break. Simply unusual. But anyways, what was refreshing to see was Cloud having much more of a better game. Last time around, it was an awful performance, and he would admit that himself. Just didn't get anything going, and actually lost to the two gentlemen he's playing with today, so a bit of an option. And the beauty of this Bubble League itself, it allows players who wouldn't necessarily normally play or team with each other, getting the experience, understanding how to play with each other, improve your comms naturally throughout, bit of experience that way. And then of course the actual game time being the more impressive bit. What's even sweeter on that is there's no pressure in terms of tournament. Alright, yes, it's not the same environment, but they do have the 6 games guarantee, get time to warm up, and We'll see what they're capable at their best when they're fully relaxed. If they're able to reproduce that, well, we will have something magical. Speaking about magical, AFK Hero is in chat. Hope you're doing well and you joined us perfectly in time for Game 2 as Noah's return. As they say, to reappear. Yeah. Glad you feel about that way. AFK. So far, Rise trying to shuffle this one to BJB. Has to be a convincing performance here. Diagonal ball, not going to work much. No stack to the backboard either. Problem with that play there. Rise puts it where Shots was in the green of pressures. Noah's double. All that was caused due to that pressure moment. Dealt with it though. That's good to see. Calm under duress. What can happen now? Not to see. And okay, there are good games in the rival series, but you can watch that, leave the audio. We'll have the YouTube for later, and Cal will be sitting there and hoping that that shot would have went in. Ricochets up the post a few times, thunderously clapping anything with a bit of woodwork. And Rise not getting a clean touch, not necessarily the way he wanted. Hits it into the top of the root, drop down ball into the corner. Plays it much safely, but Noah's demo opens the door. Good first touch here. Moment Cal turns. Has to jump within half a second, if less even. The demo by Noah really should have been given the assist. Here more. Rise back in defense. Beaten too easily. Bump on the keeper. And BJB still getting away into it, and that's split. Wide open defense from suddenly in the lead to giving the lead away. Cheaply too. Let's have a quick look. So far nothing to suggest that Shots is lagging other than what he's saying. We'll have another delay and restart Game 2. Or in Game 3 at the end. Normally Shot's not the one that's out to complain, so hasn't impaired him so much. Was a few updates with Windows, caused a few issues with certain players in the community. It's always amazing how there's always something that causes that. We'll see how this one goes along in Shots. Not giving his team yet much to work with. Cal went up, Noah went a bit away. That's respecting the man. And Cal got a free clear after the whiff too. Well, his teammate did. And Noah moves this one into the corner. Tucks it away nicely, and the pass straight up. And Shots can only technically go for a block there. That's due to a poor aerial. And Noah straight up. Whatever has happened to Shots, it has affected him psychologically. How much is placebo, we won't know, but Shots gifting Noah another free clearance. Bounce at the ball, runs favourably to Noah. This is a passing play. Could have been so much more if Rise took control of it. A bump by Cal. On to, of course, Rise and Noah. Little effort. We'll see no more daylight. But Shots certainly affected some members on this field of what actually can he do. And Noah Drops by 2. Simmering little game 2 this is. A brief conversation of a good lobby. This is decent lobby. Could be something magical provided. That, on the other hand, mildly annoyed by how poor the shot was. Could have been tucked in so easily. Bottom left corner, bottom right corner. Could have danced in the circle with a hula hoop if he so desired for a few seconds, then scored it. Didn't, however, in 18 seconds, still counting down, and they'll get punished because of it. Simply move the ball around, causes the pressure, and Cloud forces that one with a bump onto the keeper. Even though shots, impairment, the disability, a little crutch that he has may have affected him. Team, however, still gets the win unless there's one last twist in the tail, and Rice has to turn, and no, we can't keep it up. Oh. Just asking if he needs a restart. But so far, good series. Of course, if there's an issue, I'd rather take the extra time. Let him, of course, experience that one. So a few players taking that opportunity might change their car, might do something, go into free play, warm up. That's all well and good for them. Well, of course, the issue is there's plenty. But what was refreshing, it's nice to see the offense there equally being matched by a good defense. I don't really praise the defense that much, but there was moments where it could have been better, should have been better. Not this time around. But, of course, maybe I could analyse the series in the future, break it down, what I thought about it. Might be useful to a few players in AFK. Congratulations hitting GC. Didn't think you would hit GC this season, but it's always good to see. Unnecessary front post rotation by both teams. Well, it's a fair point. Can be a bit aggressive that way, but they want to keep pressuring certain areas if that's what they feel necessary. I'm not going to tell them mid-game change it up. But of course, if they are listening and they feel that might be the issue, well, we'll see if they are. I don't think that's necessarily the issue. Personally, myself, I think it's a defensive problem. Even though the amount to save is the amount of effort that the Lakes have went through. And I believe it's only shots that is missing from that list. So we'll just give an invite. There he is. So generally when you're in defense, there's ways of clearing. You can fit your way out, dribble your way out. Or even better, a long distance clear. The only problem is when you do long distance clear is where do you place the ball. Many of them, however, play it into the green. That's where, of course, the players are more likely to attack from, where they are more stacked. Of course, if you play it in the spot where they are, they can't read it. So, be interesting enough. So, we don't know what the situation is with the teams here. Right, so Rise is there. We are waiting for Noah. BGB has got in, so it's just Noah. So a lengthy delay, not the longest we've had so far. In terms of through the bubble leagues of the 7 series beforehand. This is match number 8 in that regards. And that's how it opens. Talked about long distance clear. It's where you place it what really matters. Couldn't even call it long. It was from the mid lane. A defensive play too. But it works. There'll be plenty of witching going on. Rise responds, he's good at this. The moment the pressure ricochets off at Cal's mistake shots. Pre-jumps a wee bit too early there. Oh dear, dear, dear. Don't know how much is true or there's a statement, but hopefully not too much. But Rise leaves BJB. Time onto the ball, challenged by Cal. No flick out from, of course, the middle. Rise has to cover Noah. And Noah back in third man. He will now technically be first. Rise will be behind him. Allows a free clearance. That's a 50 out. So we'll see if any of the other 2 methods are being extracted. That's a long distance clear. Played into the green, however. Cloud. Second touch. Can he keep the pressure up? Another midfield clearance into the green with Cal whipping into the middle as Cloud off the backboard. Shots is there. That's good pressure and Rise. Near enough own goals as a consequence of where it was placed. Was going in anyways. .90 seconds now gone. Plenty of courage and signs here, maybe for a 6-0 sweep. And Noah up and around. Laboured on that one too long. Should have dealt and got rid of it. As Cloud, on the other hand, pressure is there, building upon the moment. Not this time around by Rise. They're struggling to keep on to it. Decent pinch outwards. Vigorous shaking. But it does keep up the pressure. Sometimes the image is important. And Cloud. Oh, that was gorgeous. Up around. Gets us here. Had the read if he wanted, Rise. Didn't look like he was going to get the save, even he did. Harmot shots when I got to that ball. Would have been a good piece off it too. Would have probably dropped into the middle. 2 goals plummeted against them. They will have to be searching. They could have won here. Not this time, but BJB back again. Could he salvate maybe our lips with a goal? Something worthwhile talking, but Cal trying to respond on the other opposing net. Or positively where they're trying to place this ball in, but no account so far. As Rise once more tries a 50, goes outwards, midfield line against them, however. Back in defence was BJB. Found a bit of space. Double not achieved. 2 minutes and under, still searching on a prime ball. Needs to be on point and Rise. Suffering. Should be now Cal. BJB's up already. Low clearance, flip reset. Brings the ball up and around. Change the direction and pace here. Decent enough, and Cal once more tries to find a clearance, and BJB stops and holds, but no support. Noah, however, closest to it, wasted possession, and Rise now forced into a third man position, and a pinch and clear by the other 2. Still not good enough. This, on the other hand, almost made angels weep, but this by rise brings it within one in the rank A warrior. Might have a chance. Alright, he's won a map change. More than happy and willing to oblige that. The blue side was given the option of what map they would like to have. But right now, a map change is not what they would like to have. A few goals would be more on the list of demands at the moment there. However, they're being held hostage at the moment. Norball just being peppered across that net and still has not been relieved in any shape or way. Oh, this pressure. And Cloud just sits there and waits patiently. That's wise. One of the youngest players so far to take part in this tournament. Good start by BJB, but all these attempts are in vain. And the best they can hope for is a draw. Unless they can somehow and miraculously get 2 goals out of the ticking seconds that aren't there. They're all gone and depleted. 4-2, we could see 5-2 here unless quick little snip comes in, but no snip, no shot. And suddenly we are now poised. Go over to DFS, seeing that as the player in question that is currently suffering. A bit unusual where the fact that the players are having the issues of that regards. I knew back in the day Neo Tokyo potentially was a map, but it was more the Aqua was causing problems. Colosseum has a few players in its day, especially in a few tournaments, didn't like playing in on it. A few AFPS issues, of course. But we will have a map change over to DFS. How much that will play a factor? He's got the map that he wants. Should have his FPS back into normality. But game 4, they're 3-0 down. Playing for effectively the draw. 4-2 wouldn't be a bad result. 5-1, 6-0 would be horrendous. But BJB done well to control that so far as Noah. Back as third man. Calda's trying to bait it out, bit of boost, gets the grab. So there'll be a few bumps onto the keeper. And shots. Just taking the exploitory that has happened before. There's nothing more sweet than a tap and go. Yes, there was a keeper there, but if you're not scoring that, there's something wrong. And Cloud straight over. Where is it to? BJB doesn't get the ball, and Noah is launching that one across. There is options there. And Rise Oh, he does this time and time again since the memorial itself. When the team is down, he gets called into action, gets that goal. But getting the goal is one thing, getting the lead is another. And so far, the only thing that has been elusive is a win in their column. They've been spread left, right and centre. They've been bent over and sent to the headmaster's table. And there's Noah. Once more, smacking that ball hard and firm at the keeper. Forces boost, dwindled it down, but 3 minutes. Still plenty of time, and BJB whiffs the ball there. Free chance gone awry. Noah just has to back it away, and BJB finally steps up to the plate. But give credit to Rise, outread the opposition. And the 2/3 of Yerma, who plays in Rocket Kingdom in the Premiership Division, will not be happy with that one. Now the lead established. What can they do when they're on the front foot? Oh, 20 more boosts and an angular momentum just dipping down. We could have something gorgeous that gives our tonsils getting a hammering. But not right now, but BJB plays the ball backwards. Get a gentle reverse touch from his Octane's hitbox to provide that angle with 2 minutes now. First time we've seen shots Cal and Cloud down without an answer within 30 seconds. Or just in general without any response. Time not a factor. They have to find one. They've got plenty to work with. A few demos here. This aggressive attacking style could be punishing. This time it was. The moment BJB went trying for a clearance there, that's it done. Have to be worried when you're on a clearance there, your jump could be at or just not even getting off. And that, unfortunately for him, will be an error on his. And suddenly with 1 minute 20, Rise near enough trying to get sniped into there. Not this time around. BJB has made a mistake. No bump onto the keeper. And Rise, free chance. What can he do with it? Anywhere in the box will do. Oh, that is marvellous. Okay, we're talking about 1,700 up to 2,000 MMR players. There's just some players that are good, some players that are excellent. And any player that's below that are focusing on tournaments or taking a small break or just playing this lately. MMR, not really a talking point for how good they can be. An arbitrary value. But this is a response 4-2 with less than a minute now. We've seen Rise come out of his shell and provided some good moments. Cal the save and shots with the clean-up job, Cloud. That's awareness, well spotted. The youngster has a chance now, Cloud. He was a hero a long time ago when Season 3 was at the time called ERS IEL now. But when he got into the big leagues, he grew in stature, enjoyed every moment of it. Here, well, Be a slight wake-up call. He needs to work on stuff. There's a list that might mount up, but it's something that they will be aware of, and their opposition has spotted something that they're just able to see in shots. Not able to get it one stylish goal. Doesn't seem to be in clue. Puts that one high and wide. Still up though. For 3 goals for the Orange. Not this time 5-2. Still around in the draw. Still on the cards. Cloud, of course, again a small reference since the map change up. Rise suddenly step up his game. Plenty of things to be worried about. But 2 more games and the draw is theirs. 1 win, however, is enough for the Orange team to take the series itself. Still be playing the others, mind you. That's not in. Noah will have an option, so will Rise. It'll be likely Rise. Infield pass, it should have been. Went for the shot, read the headlines. Unfortunately, they now read Rise should have passed. Oh. This time it goes for another shot. Originally from the 50, that's to keep pressure up, and Noah tucks that one in. Cal should have just hit that and into the corner. Playing 2 safe, 2 cautious. Doesn't get away with it. Then Noah back as Cloud scrambles. Cal once more dropping and Rise. There's BJB and Rise once more goes for a hook shot. It looks nice, it looks good when it pays off. He's went for it 3 times. You have to adapt, you have to change up your gameplay. Every time the keeper knows he's going to have the shot. 1 pass, 1 goal. We could have been easily talking about 2-0 now. Rise once more. Backboard read, not annoyed he went for it that time. It was the only option to keep the pressure going realistically. But it's Cal though, forcing the pressure for the Orange side. It's been lacking since game 3, since the change. Game 4 has really turned. Game 5. 1 goal up with 3 minutes. Noah's catch and drop hindered when seeing our ball going across. No options. No options. That left, right, middle, backwards. That shot by Cloud, just wasteful. That's just hold the ball, get a bit of time onto it. The shot is good enough. If it goes high like it did, plays it out and the defence has a free counter-attack itself. And Rise once more across, beaten, 50 away, and BJB has options left and right. Forced into a 50 though, half the game, 1 goal separates. Stressful times, but Noah trying to guide him a bit of safety. Cloud let that one run. We're seeing the brains slightly come into action now. And shots. Lumps that one downfield. Cal tries to go low. The keepers were high. Obvious, however, wasn't on target to threaten. Noah straight over and Cal. Acrobatic save. Looks good. And once more, Noah back across. Anywhere middle will do, and Rise should have this clearance over to BJB, who's finally got back into position, only to be outplayed by Cal. And his shooting accuracy has went down the drain. He's had about 6 shots. Not one of them has went in. Realistically, 2, 3 of them. And we could have been talking about a scoreline 3 apiece if they went in for both of the 2 sides. But 60 seconds are approaching. The warning itself is appearing, and Cloud's heavy touch forces shots. No touch in Cloud. Catch, drop, and roll. Went with a poking dagger straight at the keeper there. And another quick shot. Noah will be back in time. Shots rotates out away. Allows his teammates to come into play. This time shots over to Cal. That's the time when the keeper wasn't in it. Shot would have been more effective. And decision making left perilously from both sides. Good drop down, and Cloud gets this one in. Don't need to say anything. Don't need to at all. Just the moment it went up. Just close your eyes. Listen to goal explosion go off. And if you listen carefully, you can hear the crying salt of the blue team as they've laid for near enough 5 minutes. And they could have won it. And that's a passing play that could have been the winner. But it looks like OT. That'll bounce. That's, on the other hand, by Noah. Not presuming. Playing, unfortunately, the short, cheeky angle. Tried to play clever. OT for 3-2. Or 4-1. Rice drop down, no boost really to work with. Cal sluggish to get going, but it's shots on the ball. Rice, however, will have an attempt taken away by Cal. The English player himself doing well, and this is unfortunately precarious positions. And BJP technically last man, no sights of Noah. Rising up, rotate back in time. Noah in net now. What can he do? Nothing as BJP gets to the ball as Noah missed. Rise on the other hand, 50s, pushes Perez the ball back into the corner. Noah outbeaten by Cloud. That's due to Pierce, and BJP went for the stars. And sadly, came crashing down. The meteor not quite working. They'll have punished for it. It's a loss nonetheless. 4-1. With 1 game still to play. Oh. I don't mind anybody going for a bit of flair. It's just know when you want to do it, how to do it. And when you're playing a shot like that, you have to take the time to realize where your call is, where your own teammates are. And Noah's been in this situation before. He's had attempts of being inches away from a draw. It's been in his hands. And he loses series as 4-2, 5-1. He's yet to be on the receiving end. My memory serves me correct with the 6-0. And he's a player that could be rival series quality. There is no doubt. All these players on this pitch at some point could be. There's 1 or 2 I'm a little bit more skeptical on. But he's got to play for pride. With a 4-2 loss, 5-1 will be devastating. Doesn't deserve to go 5-1. I thought the draw would have been honourable. A win either side at 4-2. Just edge it out, just showing there was a little bit of a class difference or something, just a spike, a little bit of interest. But jazz into the gameplay, but when it comes to the matter, it is experience. Sometimes some players with the experience wish they were young and youthful to make the mistakes to relearn, and Cloud shooting there. Not a player from experience at the top end that much. Just showing plenty to learn in Noah. However, as a polar opposite, full of experience, doesn't make much mistakes, or if any, in a good series when he's on form. Getting the opening goal in our last game in this series. 3 minutes and 40. Still on the clock itself. Will be Rise on the ball. Dynamic pass into the middle, and suddenly a bit of pressure could be exerted. Disintegrates due to no support the second man. And Kyle and Cloud does catch and dribble around the house, or just even generally across. Lurking ball, but a long distance sniping clear to the backboard. Shot straight to BJP. Acrobatic save due to a poor first attempt of the save. And they will get rewarded due to an over-aggression extension. In itself, it will do. And shots straight down, BJB. There we are, Cal into the middle, not necessarily working and getting the right play, but Cloud's just slow, progressive touches just anguishes the attempt, the annoyance at the blue side that they cannot get the ball cleared and down to the field, but Rise once more, keeping the pressure going. Maybe when it's unnecessary to do so. 2-goal advantage and Rise just sweeps up and clears. BJB credited with this, and rightly so. Half the game gone, 3-0 without response. This is a typical performance when say nothing is on the line, but pretty much close to it. And the side that goes under starts playing a little bit more better, cleanly. There is, of course, another side of that tail when the opposition really just goes completely insane and scores about 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 goals, but we haven't reached that point. Rise. Over the Clouds. And suddenly the ball just being left alone to roll with the luscious grass under its metallic body itself, and once more the ball is left in the middle, no ownership, and Noah, oh Noah, 1 minute 30, and BJB off the side, Rise just brings it across, and Noah could have the ball itself, and it's Callow just chasing us down. I think at this point here they're more than happy and contented with 4-2. Doesn't seem to be much conviction here of getting a goal, but don't want to be disgraced in the last game in the series. Nor loose ball. Will, however, find somebody to pick it up. BJB back it down and around, and Cloud finding some options and shots, getting the first real attempt that this orange side has got. And shots just dropping down. Another cross ball being ciphered. And there's Cloud progressively just trying to set things up. Shots on the wrong side of the play. Presuming that the offensive touch would have came out to him. on the first attempt at the phase. This by Cloud tucks it in. 3-1, not a complete shutout. An apology by BJB, showing they really wanted at least one game of pure dominance. Didn't get it, didn't achieve it. But 4-2, not too shabby for their first times here. Not the worst series we've ever had either, but enjoyable. Well, I'm just leaving it. It has been a pleasure seeing them hop on in. Well, with that said, enjoyable little series. Hopefully plenty more to come soon enough.